The HOA called the
You
cops when
can't just
Marcus
ignore the
floated his
HOA
boat into the lake
regulations,
that
sir.
bordered
This is
his ranch.
unacceptable.
They shouted that it
Ma'am,
was
I'm
their
just trying
water,
to enjoy my
their
day
rules,
off.
and even threatened to arrest him. But what they didn't know, Marcus wasn't just a rancher. He was about to become the owner of the HOA's pride and joy, their marina. And when the truth came out, every single HOA board member was left humiliated. Marcus Davis inherited a sprawling ranch from his father. On the edge of the property was a beautiful lake. His family had fished there for generations, watching the sun set behind the water while their cattle grazed nearby. To Marcus, the lake wasn't just a body of water, it was home. But when a new subdivision called Harbor's Edge popped up, next door everything changed. The developers saw the lake as a money-making machine. They built docks, cabins, and even a marina. And with the development came the inevitable, a homeowners association. At first, Marcus ignored the HOA. After all, he owned his ranch outright. He didn't need their permission to do anything. But soon he started getting notices in the mail. The HOA claimed he needed approval to use the lake. They called his boat an unapproved watercraft. Marcus laughed it off. They can't control me, he thought. That lake has been ours long before they even built their cookie-cutter houses. But the HOA didn't laugh. They doubled down. One summer afternoon, Marcus loaded up his small fishing boat and floated into the water. He cast a line and leaned back, enjoying the peace. Moments later, HOA President Karen and 2 board members stormed down the dock. "You can't be here," Karen shouted. "This lake is HOA property." Marcus calmly rowed closer. "Ma'am, my family's been on this water for 70 years. You don't own it, I do." But Karen sneered. "We'll see about that." Karen wasn't bluffing. Within minutes, 2 squad cars pulled up near the marina. Officers approached Marcus as he tied his boat to the dock. "Sir, we've had a report of trespassing." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "Trespassing? On my own water?" The HOA board stood smugly behind the officers, arms crossed. Karen whispered loudly, "Arrest him. He's violating our community rules." But Marcus had come prepared. He pulled out a weathered folder from his tackle box. Inside, the original deed to the ranch, complete with water rights. He handed it to the officer. "You might want to read this before you put me in cuffs." The officers scanned the document. Slowly their expressions shifted. One officer turned to Karen. "Ma'am, this clearly states the Davis family owns the land and the water rights. This gentleman isn't trespassing. You called us here for nothing." Karen's face went red. This can't be right." But it was. Marcus could have left it there, but Karen had humiliated him, tried to have him arrested, and disrespected his family's legacy. So Marcus decided to teach the HOA a lesson they'd never forget. He started investigating the marina. A few phone calls later, he discovered that the HOA didn't own it outright. They had financed it through a private loan, and the lender was struggling. Within a month, Marcus made an offer the bank couldn't refuse. And just like that, Marcus Davis became the new owner of the Harbor's Edge Marina, the very same marina the HOA used for their fancy boat parties, community picnics, and HOA fundraisers. Now, every time a resident wanted to dock their boat, host an event, or even walk on the pier, they had to go through Marcus. A week later, Marcus called a community-wide meeting. The HOA board arrived, smug as always, ready to lecture him again. But when Marcus stood at the podium, he dropped the bombshell. "Good evening, folks. Some of you may know me as the rancher. It's next door. But starting today, I'm also the new owner of this marina." Gasps echoed across the room. Karen shot up from her chair. "That's impossible. This is HOA property." Marcus smiled. "Check the records. The loan defaulted. I bought it, which means from now on the HOA doesn't control the marina." "I do." The crowd erupted. Some homeowners cheered. Others turned on Karen, demanding answers. And Marcus? He simply stood tall, enjoying every second. With the marina gone, the HOA lost its biggest attraction. Home values dipped. Residents blamed the board for mismanagement. Karen tried to fight back, but Marcus hit them again, raising rental fees for boat slips and banning HOA board meetings from the property. The board crumbled under pressure. Members resigned. Karen was voted out in disgrace. Meanwhile, Marcus opened the marina to the public. Families fished, kids swam, and locals spent weekends there, free from HOA nonsense. The very people the HOA tried to control now supported Marcus instead. Marcus didn't gloat. He didn't need to. Every time he walked along the marina, homeowners greeted him warmly, thanking him for saving the lake from HOA greed. As for Karen, she avoided the marina entirely. Rumor had it she couldn't even drive past without turning red, and Marcus, he often thought back to that afternoon on his boat, when the HOA tried to have him arrested for floating on water his family had always owned. They wanted to bury him in fines and threats, but instead he buried their entire HOA under the weight of the truth, because when they tried to take his lake out, Marcus took their marina. So tell me, if an HOA tried to arrest you for using your own land, would you fight back in court, or would you do what Marcus did and hit them where it hurts the most? Comment your thoughts below. I read everyone. And if you believe greedy HOAs always get what's coming, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a story where justice is served.